Ladies and gentlemen, we are a little over 1 week away from Hytale's release, and the devs have just dropped an absolutely insane blog post about their brand new world generation system, World Gen V2. This is a massive upgrade that completely changes how Hytale worlds are created. When World Gen V1 was originally created in 2016, it was developed as a prototype. After Hytale was acquired by Riot Games, things slowed down heavily as it entered development hell for about 6 to 7 years, and V1 continued to be used over time. Today, although V1 is fully functional, it has clear limitations when it comes to creating complex biomes, but with World Gen V2, these barriers will no longer be an issue. Now for early access, the developers have confirmed the main game will still use World Gen V1. This is because it already has tons of biomes and content ready for launch, but behind the scenes, the team is now fully focused on building the world of Orbis using World Gen V2, and once it is ready, it will completely replace V1. That being said, even at launch, players will still be able to experience V2 content by visiting what the devs call fragments of Orbis through gateways in Hytale's exploration mode. Now these fragments of Orbis may have already been teased by Simon himself, who recently shared a video showing off Hytale's modding capabilities. In this heavily modded roguelike minigame, if you bring your attention to the top right corner, you'll see a UI element that says fragment of Orbis. So this minigame may potentially be running on World Gen V2, and it really gives an insight to what's possible with Hytale's modding system. But this of course begs the question of what actually makes World Gen V2 any different from World Gen V1? Well, one of the biggest changes is the pattern scanning system. This lets creators define patterns that decide where props get placed in the world. Instead of just placing things randomly, the world generator looks for simple rules in the terrain and places objects based on those rules. This can be used in a lot of cool ways, as the game can quietly give players hints based on the world around them. The Hytale devs call these hints heuristics. But what does that actually mean? Well, for example, if a cave with valuable resources exists underground, you could create a rule so that a dark ash tree spawns above it, letting players know that there is something worth exploring below. This is one example of a rule, and modders will be able to tweak, extend, and add these rules however they like, which effectively means that creators can make entirely custom world generation systems. The possibilities here are endless. What's even more crazy is that World Gen V2 can be edited directly in the Hytale node editor. This means that you don't even need to learn any type of coding to work on this custom logic. Creators can get started after just a few tutorials. So to put it simply, Hytale builds worlds through this node editor, which determines the shape of the terrain and what blocks go where, all based around simple rules, and creators have full control over every part of the system. Honestly, I've never seen anything like this done before. Now the blog post ends with a very interesting message from the man himself, Simon. He said, "As I mentioned publicly a few days ago, this new approach to world generation will redefine the block game genre. For the first time, artists and game designers can take full ownership of world generation with complete control over the final result. This is a fundamental shift away from a world shaped almost solely by programmers." With that in mind, I'm pleased to announce that we're planning to expand the Hytale team with a new job role that, for the most part, has not existed in block-based games before: world designer. Following the early access release, we plan to expand our team by hiring more than 15 world designers. These roles will be filled primarily from the community, as artists and game designers learn and build using the same tools we use internally and choose to apply. Hytale's vision is to feel carefully handcrafted while remaining infinitely procedural, with design always serving gameplay first. We are intentionally expansive, just as we envisioned years ago. Beyond Orbis, we plan to explore alternate worlds, new dimensions, and entirely different spaces. These worlds give us room to introduce new blocks, items, prefabs, zones, regions, biomes, NPCs, quests, stories, and gameplay systems. Not every concept will ship, but together they represent the direction we're taking as we continue to expand the game. The echoes of Orbis and Orbis are just the beginning of an amazing journey. This is a blunt statement, but at this point I'm not surprised since it's coming from Simon, who's been making a lot of those lately, and for good reason. Not only did Hytale get saved when he bought it back from Riot, which was an insane clutch in the first place, they're now also going to be opening up 15 new jobs for people to actually come and work on Hytale officially as world designers, which will primarily be sourced from the community. This is awesome, and there aren't many game studios who have done similar things. This just goes to show how much passion Simon and the rest of the devs have for the game, and as someone who's been following following the development of this game for the past 7 years, I'm really happy to see it. I'm also going to use this as an opportunity to say that this is my first ever video on the channel. At the time I'm dropping it, I've literally got 0 subscribers. I'm starting from the trenches. So if it was helpful and you enjoyed it, help your boy out and subscribe to the channel, as every single sub helps me out. I'll also be starting my own server and posting various tutorials around that. So if you're interested in the modding side of Hytale, follow for more. It's been a long 7 years and we only got 7 days left to go. Stay safe and peace out.